Welcome back, Lions. This is our first Friday afternoon together in our new hybrid high flex schedule. And I just wanted to introduce you to the topic of identity. Bellarmine is going to be covering some main themes month by month throughout the year. And the first month of September is really focusing on the idea of identity and what that means to you as an individual and what it means to us as a group of people. Your identity is made up of everything that you do, everything that you say, how you look, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive others perceive you. So everything that, how you dress, what you decide to wear. This lion on my chest, if I decide I'm going to put a hat on and wear a hat because I like hats, that's part of my identity. Identity is really everything that makes up who you are and how you see yourself. One part of identity is race and how we look at ourselves in the context of our greater society. What you're going to see now is a wonderful presentation put together from some of your classmates in a new group called One Race Bellarmine. The whole idea of One Race Bellarmine came about from students who contacted me over the summer and said, with everything that's going on in the world, they wanted to do something, not just sit back and watch what's happening. So this group of students has decided that they're going to focus on educating all of us. We're all going to learn about race and how it relates to identity, and ultimately how we can treat each other as equals and try and work harder at understanding one another. We don't always have to agree with everything that someone else does. We don't have to agree with different perspectives, but we do need to operate on a base level of respect and love for one another, and an understanding that someone else's identity might be different from ours, but it makes them no less important or doesn't make their point of view wrong or mine right. So I hope that you enjoy this presentation, and I hope that you really begin to think about identity as it relates to you as an individual and who you want to be seen as. What you post relates to identity. What you wear relates to identity. The things that you do, how you talk to one another, these are all parts of your identity. And the reality is, you're in much greater control of your identity than you think you are. So sit back, please enjoy this presentation and learn from the experience and try to learn a little bit more about other people's perception of identity.
Hi, I'm Jamila, and I'm pretty excited to share with you all today, introducing our new student-led group called ORB. And what ORB seeks to do is to educate students and faculty on how to have positive and effective conversations about race, celebrate the beautiful diversities that we have here at our school, and communicate those same tough conversations and action plans that we're going to do to be on the right side of history.
Hey guys, it's me, Cece. Here are some of the vocab words we're going to be focusing on this year. Racism, prejudice, microaggression, microinvalidation, misogynoir, colorism, discrimination, white privilege, BIPOC, Black, Indigenous people of color, and Women X.
My name is Kyla Verrett, and these are the common problems at predominantly white institutions. Unfamiliarity with a certain topic of race or race in general. The common use of racial slurs without punishment. The unfamiliarity and ignorance of current events. Whitewashing of education and cultural appropriation.
Hi, I'm Megan, and here are some of our goals that we have for this year and moving forward. A cultural assembly, multicultural week, student-teacher panels, and the introduction of ethnic studies. We hope to create a unified tone at Bellarmine where everyone treats each other with kindness and respect. We also hope to provide material to Ignatian formation groups. This material includes slides, conversations, movies, and books.
These are conversations Bellarmine needs to have / practice. Instances of student or faculty racism where there's no accountability. Discussing common micro-invalidations. General discussion about treating each other better. Widen the curriculum so that novels that are read in class are written by people of color. Have a protocol for racism that is separate from bullying.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and my slide was about conversations that Bellarmine needs to have in practice. So the first example would be instances of racism at Bellarmine where there was no accountability or action being taken. So that could be between just students or just faculty or students and faculty. It's just any combination of those. And another would be that the books we read in class should be written by BIPOC authors because, for example, To Kill a Mockingbird is written from a white perspective. So I think transitioning to BIPOC authors will just help stop the whitewashing of education, which is very common at predominantly white institutions, and just help like certain BIPOC students relate to it more and understand it more.
These are the action plans that we have come up with for us students at Bellarmine. First of all, hold your fellow students and faculty accountable. Secondly, create and show more of a positive depiction of different races. Support local and minority-owned businesses and companies. And finally, interact with more local schools that may be more diverse or have different viewpoints of certain topics.
I'm Tyreek, and I'm going to be a junior. If you ever have any questions regarding the topic of race, there's many great different resources that you can use. There's movies, books, and articles that you can find online would be Teaching Tolerance, talking about race and racism, Retired talking about race, and the Players Tribune, Privileged Time, Model Minority Myth. Those are great resources.
Books. Now, of course, there's a ton of cool books out there that you guys can read that are about race relations in America, and we highly recommend that you guys do that and find your own books. But if you don't know where to go, if you don't know what books to read, we put together a small list that is just really cool, and we read these books ourselves, and we were just inspired enough to put them on this list. So we have The Color of Law, which is, it gives the history behind segregation in America. And then if you want to follow up to that, you're wondering why people of the same race still choose to sit in the same groups. We have Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria and Other Race Conversations by Beverly Daniel Tatum. Along with this, we have a plethora of other books, including The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. I really like that one. Minor Feelings, which is an Asian American Reckoning by Kathy Park Hong. And we have I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. So those are our book suggestions just for your guys' individual learning.
Hi, I'm Diego Garcia. Here are some movies that can act as resources for your own individual learning. The Hate You Give, Do the Right Thing, 13th, When They See Us, Hidden Figures, and Black Klansman.
Because when we do that, we can truly become one race at Bellarmine.
Okay, Lions, thanks for paying attention. We know that there's a lot to take in, but all that we ask is that you approach this whole experience with an open mind and an open heart, and that you use these resources that you've been given today as a starting point for learning more about how to respect one another and support each other in the future. If you're interested in One Race Bellarmine, make sure you contact someone who's involved in the group, and they'll give you more information.